Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. There's a trial beginning today, and we're going to be covering it, so we'll start with that. It's U.S. versus Bill Guan. He was the chief financial officer of a newspaper called the Epoch Times. They're very anti-Chinese Communist Party, and a few other things. I just checked their site. They're still up. They're reporting on Marie Le Pen can run in the French presidential elections. So they're still punching, but their CFO is going on trial for a $67 million money laundering scheme using fraudulent, allegedly, unemployment accounts to use cryptocurrency to buy gift cards and ship them overseas. Also, this inflated Epoch Times profits. Now, they're saying it's somehow not related to the publication, but then why put the money in the publication's bank account? I bear nothing. I'll just say it's honestly, there haven't, under current administration, there really haven't been that many big trials starting. Maybe people are pleading guilty, or maybe they're just not bringing the cases they used to, but we're going to be covering this one in depth. So get ready. Today's jury selection, so we might not have opening arguments till the afternoon, but when we do, we'll begin the thread and go from there. Now, yesterday, Judge Stein, Judge Marrero, he's on the 15th floor. Judge Stein, further up on the 23, very angry at Nadine Menendez's lawyers. They're trying to delay her surrender to prison. And they put in all kinds of health information. I saw it and didn't publish it because I thought they shouldn't have put it in. I unseal a lot of things, but I'm not much for cancer diagnoses. Much less some guy left in the HIV status of his client. So in this case, I don't really think that I think that maybe they want the public to know the health issues so that if they don't get the delay, they'll make some public case. In any event, Judge Stein took it off the docket, asked them to explain why they did it, and will soon be ruling. I predict that he actually will give the delay. Having seen the basis, I think it's going to be done. I think that will be done. I don't think Mark Scott should stay out, honestly. This is a guy from one point. It's just been too long. Now, Zarrab. This was the Hulk Bank case. Recently, the U.S. Nolo Proseki dropped the case against Hulk Bank for helping Iran. Turkish bank. The NATO summit right now is in Ankara, so there's that hook. Zarrab was the cooperator, and the U.S. has put in its sentencing memo. They're finally going to sentence him because the case is over. The sentencing memo recounts that while he was right before trial in the MDC, which is now shut down after the death of Epstein within it, he was threatened. He's saying, "You've made big people in Turkey mad, and you're going to suffer the consequences." Whereupon they removed him from jail, and he was in FBI custody, wherever that was. Maybe in a hotel, maybe in a geo facility. I don't know. So he'll be sentenced. We wrote that story. You can find it online, as well as the Nadine Menendez one. Now we've turned the corner, so we have to add the financial. Fair Finance Watch has thrown down against the Bank of Nova Scotia, also known as Scotiabank, with a tattered compliance history, trying to buy a bank in Texas and elsewhere in the United States called Maple Mark. So the comment is into the Fed, and we'll see what they do. What I know what they're not doing is responding on not just on a timely basis. I believe they're in default. They were served. I have the proof of service. The FOIA case about the ANOVA questions. I don't know what their theory is, but I think it's beneath the Federal. If they're trying to play a Sopranos game of ducking service, if you have an argument to make about service, come and make it. It's the court, and you're the Federal Reserve. You just had a big win with Lisa Cook, and Governor Bowman is briefing the B of A insiders, so it's time to answer under FOIA. Finally, on the UN, here's what we can say. We asked yesterday, in writing, about this scandalous serial sexual harasser promoted at the UN in Gaza. We're going to leave another clip. We're closing in now. They didn't answer because they think you can't write the story if they don't answer. Actually, by not answering, the story will be written. Hint, hint. UNDP Gaza. Check him out. Check him out. He worked previously in Mozambique, Cameroon, and South Sudan. And according to UN staff, has been followed by complaints everywhere. And instead of dealing with the complaints, a la Plattner, they just move him to a new spot. It would be like Plattner moving to another state to run. This is today's UN. Absolutely corrupt. And where's Mike Waltz in this? You tell me. He hasn't answered his FOIA request, and he hasn't defended the rights of U.S. media at the UN. So, Munga no more. We're going in.